What's up, YouTube? So I already mentioned in the previous video that these next few are gonna be about more competitive decks that I really try to climb the ladder with and get one of the top ranks in EU in preparation for the upcoming seasonal tournament. Therefore, today we'll be looking at Zoe Nami, which by most top players is considered to be the best ladder deck with the highest skill agency and the highest potential win rate if played very, very well. But of course, everyone agrees that the deck is incredibly hard to actually pilot well. So I assume most of you will already be familiar with this, as this has been a meta staple since the very start of the season. I'll just give a very quick rundown. So the idea is basically turbo leveling a Nami ideally on turn 4 or 5 already, and then hyper buffing some elusives, ideally Sparklefly with a lifesteal tag to finish your opponent's Nexus in like 2 attacks, and Sparklefly of course is also gonna heal you back up to infinity once she gets really, really big. If our Nami gets challenged, we have Admiral Shelly as a second champion, one might say. Shelly opposed to Nami really benefits from a wide board. Nami rather wants to buff only 1 or 2 units specifically. Shelly can snowball a completely wide board, which is very synergistic with cards like Burblefish, which will probably already cost 0 mana at that point in the game. And of course we have Zoe that can turn into a carry as well. Sometimes she's very easy to flip. We play a lot of cheap stuff that generates a lot of other cheap stuff. And once Zoe is leveled and you then get a Sparklefly onto a board, you're also usually stable. Everything gets elusive and lifesteal. As for play patterns, to flip Nami consistently on turn 4 or 5, we usually look for, first of all, Nami of course, but if we have her, Double Trouble is usually going to be your best turn 3 play. So turn 1 pass, turn 2 pass, we have 3 spell mana banked. Turn 3 Double Trouble, bank another 3 spell mana, and on turn 4 that means Nami is already at 6 out of 7. We use 1 or 2 of the spell mana, play Nami, the attune procs, Nami levels. Ideally we follow up with buffing a Sparklefly immediately, but we also have to watch out that our opponent cannot remove the Nami in that very turn, so we might need to keep mana open for all of our protective cards like Sunblessed Vigor, Pale Cascade, Guiding Touch, potentially Spell Thief into stealing some more protective stuff. Then another opener that's very common in matchups where you don't need the Nami to be leveled on turn 4 already is turn 1 you have the attack token, you play Zoe, generate a super cool star chart, and then on turn 3 with 2 spell mana banked you play the star chart and then bank 3 spell mana. That means your Nami is at 5 out of 7, but you already have a unit on the board and you have generated additional value. And you see that very often, especially if you don't hold Nami in the opening hand. You need other ways of getting ahead in the game, and you need to elect some other carries in the meantime. From then on out, the games are very, very diverse. You definitely need to stay creative and keep an open mind on which units you want to get buffed, how wide you want your board to be, and always keep an eye out when you can finish the game with a huge elusive attack. The list itself is pretty straightforward. Some tech choices I would be considering is one of Mind Meld. I've seen Teddy play the rank 1 on the European server, probably mainly as Aloof Traveler's discard fodder, but also of course an additional win condition. If you don't find Nami or Shelly and just have a wide board, then all of a sudden buffing everything to 10-10 or 20-20 is very easy with this list. And yeah, for mulligan advice, we look for Nami very aggressively, and if we have Nami we can keep stuff like Double Trouble, Gifts from Beyond, Sparklefly, maybe even Zoe. It's a bit situational. Sometimes we need line him up, for example against Darkness. I would probably keep line him up just so you have an answer for the Twisted Catalyzer on turn 2 right away. And against aggro decks that run a lot of 1 HP units, of course stuff like Make It Rain might be a keep, and maybe a Sparklefly is already a keep in the opening hand. So much for that. I had some very interesting gameplay examples here, and this might just show you how to be able to play this deck to its full potential or close to its full potential. One thing you will really, really notice that is important is realizing how much mana you can keep open and how much mana that forces your opponent to keep open. So think about what their most effective removal is. If it's something like a mini-morph, that means they have to keep 6 mana open the whole time, while you only need to keep 3 mana open every turn to represent the Nami. And that means you effectively have 3 more mana available than your opponent per turn. And of course, as soon as they tap below 6 mana, you just play Nami and snowball the board. So it's very much a game of chicken sometimes with this deck, but you just need to learn to be patient. You don't need to play Nami on turn 4 or 5 every time, because even on turn 8 or 9, if you do the combo then, Nami is just so much more mana efficient than anything your opponent can do in that one very turn. And also what's often going to happen is that by turn 6 or 7, you'll have 2 Namis. You just play the first, she gets mini-morphed, you play the second, your opponent doesn't have mana left. So here are some gameplay examples from the very top of the European ladder. It definitely helped me climb a bit, and I hope to be able to share some of that experience with you.
Is it the mustache? Who knows?
Why not keep Double Trouble? Because we want Nami. We have plenty of ways of like using 3 spell mana on 3. Okay, so we can't really play Nami ourselves, but what we can do is make our opponent respect it and burn mana, I think. This is a bad matchup. Yeah, but it's not like unwinnable.
What wondrous discoveries await below?
I'm doing this my way.
Pray for no mini-morph. We don't have to play Nami as long as our opponent has mini-morph mana. We outdevelop our opponent technically. It's basically as if we had like 3 more mana per turn than our opponent would, if they want to play this game.
No, shell is not a toy.
Think we win this.
I am the tide caller. I will drive back the darkness. I won't let my home be swallowed by darkness.
So right now we can only spell Thief, Mystic Shot. Not quite what we're looking for. Six damage on the board. We can get... I can't do anything because of Thermo Beam. Like I can't play a spell here. I guess I can party Nexus. Then we could play 1, 2, 3, 4 spells. That's... Okay, wait. Party Nexus, they're at 19. We have 8 damage on board.
People can't wait much
1,
longer.
2, 3, 4 spells, 16 damage, Mystic Shot, Nexus, 1 off. The other line is play Shelly, let Nami get mini-morphed. I think I like the open attack line.
Ride the surging
Shelly with 4 spells is also +8. Do I have enough mana? I play Shelly, I have 6 left. I have exactly enough mana to play 4 spells. Shelly? I think Shelly is objectively better. Because if my opponent's only good answer is Minimorph, we still get 3 more damage than we would have with Nami. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Steal Minimorph. Or remove Nami. Remove Vi, rather. I don't think I care about Shellfolk at this point. Good chance my opponent has another Vi. If they don't protect her. Unfavored matchup! What was that again with like the meta requires 0 skill? We just YOLO a Zoe on turn 1. I don't think parley is a keep for my opponent. Punished. It was 2 triggers in 1 turn. What a waste. Turn 4 Shelly is kinda hot. Moonglow is kinda good as well. It's probably Moonglow here. God damn, what a hand.
I'm not greedy, my friends though.
Calibra Monkey Idol shuts down the trigger for next turn. Or like Sparkle into Shelly. Carry me to victory.
Keep up, keep up.
Okay, no more monster harpoon. What am I eating? Cashew nuts. We picked Gravitum for like Gangplank and Sejuani and so on.
You own what you take.
There's a lot of ways of doing this. We could look for Crescent Strike, of course, is the cleanest answer. Vigor here is also just very good. Equinox here is nice now. I could also open attack and just assume or hope my opponent doesn't have double warning shot. It's quite good as well. What does Equinox get punished by? Another Zap and Yordle Grifter, right? I think I prefer just yeeting it in right now. In that case, we'll probably want to pick Trickster instead of Equinox. Although Equinox for Corsair, maybe? For Dreadway later on? Yeah, Dreadway next turn as a backup.
We live here. Why are you here?
Harpoon, I suppose.
The winter's claw endures.
Party into warning shot, that's a good point as well. If they have it, of course. Yeah, that turn is a bit of pick your poison, right? Decide what you want to play around and what you don't want to play around.